Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, viewers. My name is Erlin Fitri, with student number 200204000. And in this video, I will share my thoughts and reflections and reaction to the video framework system called simulation. While listening, I will pause at several types of featured comments support by relevant references, personal reflection, and the possible impact of the future. Okay, let's begin.
So you're laying in bed, scrolling through absolute garbage on your phone. You feel like worse with every swipe. Your brain is turning to mush, but you can't stop. And here's what's wild. That's not weakness. Your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's just that someone figured out how to hack it. So today we're uncovering the disturbing neuroscience behind doom scrolling and brain rot. It'll show you why your brain gets trapped into this negativity loop that tech companies are exploiting. We'll dive into the uncertainty reward system that keeps you hooked, plus the real damage this is doing to your ability to think. And yes, there is a way out, which I'll show you. But first, let me tell you about something that happened last week. Last week, a participant in my program goes, "Gregory, I spent 4 hours last night watching videos of some toilet with a head singing. 4 hours. What is wrong with me?" Well, nothing. Nothing is wrong with you. Look, we're all doing this. Pick up your phone for one thing. Suddenly, it's 2 a.m. and you've watched 300 videos of people eating food that glows in the dark. You feel like trash, but your thumb keeps moving, right? And here's the thing, your brain is responding to a system that was literally designed to trap it. So doom scrolling, that compulsive scrolling through news, videos and whatever, it's not random. A 2021 study from USC found that this behavior activates the exact same neural pathways as gambling. The exact same ones. See, your brain gets stuck in what neuroscientists call a negativity loop. You feel bad, so you scroll for something to feel better. But the content makes you feel worse, so what do? You scroll even more. It's genius, really. I mean, it's evil, but it's genius. And here's what kills me. The algorithm knows this. They figured out that negativity, shocking, or just completely absurd content keeps you scrolling longer. They're literally feeding you poison because poison is profitable. Think about it. Even when you start with happy puppies, where do you end up? Like 3 hours later, you're watching conspiracy theories or people fighting in parking lots. The algorithm always pulls you towards the dark stuff. It knows that outrage and absurdity are more addictive than joy. But that's just the beginning.
So, this has home. Social media creates a cycle of negativity through constant exposure to pessimistic content. I'm strongly agree with this idea, and the human brain tends to react more intensely to negative information. This leads us to consume more harmful content and consume free. According to a 2019 study by the University of Michigan, repeat exposure to negative news can increase stress and anxiety levels as the brain's limbic system treats such information as a potential threat. As a university student, I often find myself stuck in this loop, scrolling through negative news or online debates, which usually affects my motivation and emotional state. By realizing this, I can start managing my media intake better and focus more on uh, uplifting or the educational content. And then in the long term, this awareness helps us maintain emotional stability and mental well-being in the digital era. Okay, next.
Now, Oxford Dictionary named brain rot their 2024 word of the year. Oxford, the same people who gave us Shakespeare's complete works are now officially acknowledging that we're collectively destroying our minds with digital garbage. Dr. Anna Lemke at Stanford calls this dopamine dysregulation. Basically, you need more and more insane content to feel anything at all, really. Regular content doesn't do it anymore. You need the weird stuff. And this is why you're watching videos of Skibidi Toilet or whatever that Italian brain rot thing is. The Chimpanzini Bananini Bombardiro Crocodilo. I don't even know what I'm saying here. Nobody does. And actually, that's the point. Your brain is so fried, it needs complete nonsense to feel stimulated. But here's what's really happening. This content is like eating cotton candy for every meal. Yeah, it gives you a sugar rush, but you are literally starving. Your brain needs real stimulation, real connection. Instead, it's getting toilet heads. And wait, to neuroscience gets even crazier.
Okay, in this section, the video explains that the brain starts floating or adapting to unhealthy habits triggered by dopamine stimulation. This is a clear sign of behavioral addiction, a dependence that does not involve substance digital stimuli. A study from Harvard Medical School 2021 found that social media notification and short-form content activate the same dopamine pathways as gambling or streaming addiction. Unfortunately, I noticed similar patterns. I see my friends and even myself constantly checking our phones every few minutes, even during study sessions. It shows that our brains are wired for instant gratification rather than deep thinking. Understanding this helps me realize that uh, self-discipline in digital use is not just about willpower, it's about retraining our brain to pursue it. Okay, next.
So researchers at UC Santa Barbara in 2022 discovered something fascinating. They call it the uncertainty reward loop. Every time you scroll, your brain doesn't know what's coming next. It could be boring, it could be amazing. That uncertainty, that is what triggers the same anticipation circuits as slot machines. Your brain is literally gambling. Every swipe is pulling the lever. And just like Vegas, the house always wins. But here's where it gets really messed up. You see, a study from UC Irvine found that doom scrolling creates cognitive fatigue. Your brain gets so exhausted processing all this random garbage that it loses the ability to focus on anything real. And when your brain is exhausted, what does it want? More stimulation. It's like being so tired you can't sleep, so you drink more coffee? It makes total sense, right? No, it's insane. But that's what we're doing.
Okay, we start, we start talk about how our brains go on autopilot mode while endlessly scrolling. It shows how mindless behavior takes over, reducing our ability to think critically or reflexively. And then, according to the Guardian 2022, constant scrolling, which means the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and self-control. As a student, I often catch myself opening social media out of habit, not purpose. This addictive behavior trains my focus and reduces productivity. And then by understanding this autopilot concept, I can start practicing physical mindfulness, being aware of when and why I use social media. This is essential for regaining control over my attention. Okay.
Look, Stanford researchers found something that really explains everything. When people feel anxious, bored, or depressed, they use scrolling to avoid those feelings. But, and this is crucial, the scrolling doesn't actually fix anything. It's like scratching a mosquito bite. It feels good for a second, but it makes it worse overall. And there's this social element nobody talks about, even when the content is complete garbage. Sharing these brain rot memes makes people feel connected. You're bonding over mutual mental deterioration. Hey, did you see that video of the banana crying? Yeah, I watched it 47 times. That's friendship in 2025. MIT research from 2023 shows this creates what they call continuous partial attention. Your brain never fully focuses, but never fully rests. You're basically keeping your brain in first gear, revving the engine, going nowhere. No wonder everyone's exhausted.
Okay. This section highlights that people often use social media as an escape from stress or responsibilities. I believe this is an example of emotional avoidance, where digital distractions replace healthy coping mechanisms. And then the American Psychological Association 2020 reports that excess, excess, excessive excessive social media use can serve as a maladaptive coping strategy for dealing with repetitive or emotional stress. And I, as a student, I will sometimes scroll through Instagram just to avoid doing assignments. However, this only increases my anxiety level. And recognizing this behavior allows me to manage stress more effectively through positive habits such as journaling, exercise, or talking with friends instead of escaping online. In the future, developing healthy coping mechanisms will help us maintain both academic and emotional balance. Next.
So here's what really concerns me. The University of Colorado found that consuming too much absurd content actually reduces your tolerance for complexity. When your brain gets used to processing information in 15 seconds chunks of nonsense, real thinking becomes painful. Yale researchers in 2023, and this is wild, they found that excessive doom scrollers become emotionally numb to real life. Good things don't feel as good. Bad things don't feel as bad. You're just flat. And the crazy part, you know it's happening. People literally call it brain rot while they're doing it, right? You're aware you're poisoning yourself, but you can't stop. It's like watching yourself from outside your body screaming, "Put the phone down!" while your thumb keeps scrolling.
Okay, this part describes the real limits of brain growth, from loss of focus to decreased empathy. I completely agree that this image is cumulative and often unnoticed until it becomes safer. Um, According to BBC History 2023, extensive exposure to digital content disrupts sleep processing in the brain, making it harder to read long texts or think critically. And personally, I have noticed that after spending hours on short videos, I find it difficult to concentrate on academic reading. This clearly shows how short-form media impacts our attention span, and efficient digital overexposure can restore our ability to produce, analyze, and engage in deep learning. feels crucial for our future career. Okay, next.
But here's the thing. Brown University researchers found something that actually works. They call it curious awareness. Instead of fighting the urge to scroll, well, get curious about it. What does that urge feel like? Where do you feel it in your body? Now, when you catch yourself doom scrolling, ask, what am I actually looking for here? Connection, distraction from anxiety, entertainment? Once you know what you really need, you can actually get it. Because I promise you, that need is not being met by a toilet with a head. See, the solution isn't willpower, it's understanding that your brain evolved to seek information and connection. Doom scrolling hijacks these drives, but doesn't satisfy them. It's like drinking salt water when you're thirsty. So I'm curious, what's the weirdest brain rot content you found yourself watching at 2 a.m.? Like the stuff where you're watching it thinking, why am I watching this? So drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and honestly, it helps me understand just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Now, if you want to learn how to keep scrolling. But here's the thing. Brown University researchers found something that actually works. They call it curious awareness. Instead of fighting the urge to scroll, well, get curious about it. What does that urge feel like? Where do you feel it in your body? Now, when you catch yourself doom scrolling, ask, what am I actually looking for here? Connection, distraction from anxiety, entertainment? Once you know what you really need, you can actually get it. Because I promise you, that need is not being met by a toilet with a head. See, the solution isn't willpower, it's understanding that your brain evolved to seek information and connection. Doom scrolling hijacks these drives, but doesn't satisfy them. It's like drinking salt water when you're thirsty. So I'm curious, what's the weirdest brain rot content you found yourself watching at 2 a.m.? Like the stuff where you're watching it thinking, why am I watching this? So drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and honestly, it helps me understand just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Now, if you want to learn how to protect your attention in a world that's literally designed to steal it, we dive deep into this in my course on focus at brainacademy.com. We teach you how to work with your brain instead of against it. Brain out.
Sharpen your mind.
Okay, in the last part, the video offers a solution practicing the self detox and increasing self-awareness. I agree that small steps such as setting screen time limits can have significant effect on mental well-being. The World Health Organization 2022 found that limiting screen time improves sleep quality, mood, and overall mental health. Personally, limiting, I have start limiting my phone use after 10 p.m. and I have noticed improved concentration and calmness the next day. By applying healthy digital habits, young people can use technology productively without losing control over their time and mental balance. In conclusion, this video reminds us that film scrolling is not just a bad habit, it's a psychological trap that reshapes how our brain works. Through awareness, reflection, and consistent self-control, we can protect our focus, empathy, and well-being in a highlight, highlight, um, highly digitalized world. I think that's all from me. Thank you for listening and listening to my lecture. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.